एमयूए में बहुत कैपेबिलिटीज हैं ऐसी कि जो हिंदुस्तान के हिप हॉप को शुरू कर पाए इसमें बड़े तरीके से।
Yo, Honey Singh, thank you so much and
Thank
happy
you, sir.
Diwali.
थैंक यू, हैप्पी दिवाली। हर पल मेरिया यादां विच वे तू दिल दी गल मैं दसां ते दसां फिर किन्नू तेरी मेरी तेरी एक जिंदड़ी वक्त दी झूमू मैं नाचू मैं गाऊं के लिखूं तेरे लिए मैं क्या करूं धीरे धीरे से मेरी जिंदगी में आना इस दिवाली पे पटाखे न जलाना।
So here we've come to the end of this show and wishing you all a very happy Diwali and a great festive time. Buy diyas also from the poor and spread the light of love, harmony, friendship. Celebrate the victory of all good over all evil. We see you next week. Till then, goodbye.
खान को बहुत बहुत बधाइयां और शुभकामनाएं। जिस प्रकार उन्होंने मैच जीत के 4 चांद लगा दिए हैं सबकी दिवाली में। आपके
आज बुरा न मानो, कोहली है।
Okay, I'm gonna take a final comment from the young girl here. So everybody, please.
India.
All right. So it was good to see a lot of young fans also coming in. I believe Preeti, my colleague, is also joining us. She's bringing us some more comments from across the country. Preeti, where are you? And tell us what's happening where you are.
We love you, Kohli.
All right, Ritu, my colleague, is joining us. Yes, Ritu, go ahead.
King Kohli!
Well, exactly. You see, we're talking about the thriller match that we got to witness today. So yes, the young fans are also very much excited about today's whole match. How the free hit was also a treat for these young fans. So I could see few of them, fridging their fingers and in fact crossing their fingers as well, wishing for the rain god to not be there. And in fact, you see, the whole match turned out to be in the favor of the team India. And therein, I'll also try and speak to these few young fans. What do they think about today's match? So how do you think Hardik Pandya was also a treat to watch, because he too was a savior in today's match?
Hardik Pandya was in form.
कितना अच्छा लगा आज आपको हार्दिक पांड्या को खेलते हुए देखते?
अच्छा लगा, हार्दिक पांड्या अच्छा खेला, बैटिंग फील्डिंग भी अच्छा किया हार्दिक पांड्या ने.
Okay, so it's Diwali and you have, India has also won the match. So how are you looking forward to a festival Diwali and a double celebration in fact?
We are going to eat many sweets. The revenge is completed, which are not completed in the Asia Cup, and we are going to enjoy.
Okay. How do you think the Ashwin's last boundary worked out for us?
Well, it did work out very well, because when the last over had come, it was really tense for all the Indians, I'm very sure. When it came no ball, they took 3 runs. Many people had got confused that Virat Kohli got out during the no ball free hit, but they took 3 runs and they got the runs back for India. 1 ball, 1 run. Ashwin finished the match off in style.
Where exactly you see the young fans saying that first few overs were in fact very much tensed over, because they were all scared as well as not sure of how the game is going to turn out. But finally you see the team India has won and there is a double celebration now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Shivani Gupta. I'm joining you from the Melbourne cricket ground, where India has scored a brilliant victory over Pakistan in their World Cup opener. Let me just get on. We'll talk, but everybody needs to calm down first. No Dhakka-Mukki.
Alrighty guys, I especially traveled from Townsville to see this game, and this is one of my first international game. I loved it. It was worth coming. And अगली बार देंगे मौका.
I especially came from Canada, Brampton to see this match. This is the final of T20, and one line for Kohli. Oh, दिलदारी मड़ा तेरा कोहली अनुष्का वाला. Love you, Kohli.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali! 2016, 82 of 52 not out. Today, 82 of 53 not out. Definitely the better innings. King Kohli is back.
Absolutely.
देखिए हमें टिकट नहीं मिल रहे थे, हम पाकिस्तान फैंस क्लब में बैठे और 4 विकेट गिरने के बाद जो हमारी हालत थी, वी थैंक यू कोहली सो मच, तुमने हमारी इज्जत रख ली, गो कोहली।
Diwali is tomorrow and he made us for today. So he did the firecrackers, everything for us. So well done, Kohli.
This was the best Diwali gift ever from the Indian cricket team.
All right, guys, thank you so much. So, I was just going to introduce the fact that we are joining you from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, but I think the fans did the rest. It has been an amazing evening for the Indian fans here. Spectacular atmosphere. 90,000 fans inside the MCG today and maybe another 20,000 outside, because as I was saying earlier, before the match, thousands and thousands had come here from both Pakistani and Indian side, from Australia, from UK, Canada, America, and of course back home in India and Pakistan. And what a spectacular performance it's been. Let me go across to our guests joining us, Maninder Singh, Deepdas Gupta, and Ayaz Memon all joining us on the show. What a spectacular win. Maninder Singh, is this one of the best World Cup encounters between India and Pakistan?
Definitely, yes. Whatever fresh you see actually looks the best, but I think this is one of the best cricket games I've ever seen. Best competition. I mean, if you get a result of the last ball of a game, you can imagine how interesting it must have been. But I think tremendous chase. Virat Kohli's presence was very important for India to chase this target, because at one time it looked like it's not going to happen. Last 3 overs, 48 runs. And if Virat Kohli wasn't there, probably it wouldn't have happened. And if my memory serves me right, this is the 18th time in T20 cricket while chasing, Virat Kohli's remained not out, and India has won. So 100% record if Virat Kohli stayed not out while chasing against any team in T20 cricket.
Absolutely. I think as the fans are saying, they're chanting Kohli behind the wicket.
Kohli, 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 Kohli.
It was amazing match. It was amazing match. We have been here for the 5th time, but we never seen like India-Pakistan or this type of match.
As a Pakistani fan, I will say Virat Kohli is the king. He is the king and he would be king for sure. And he played such a great inning tonight. When India lost 4 wickets, I was thinking Pakistan is going to win the game. But it's cricket. Someone has to win, but Virat played really good.
Absolutely. We've got some more Indian fans joining us. What would you like to say?
देखिए बाबा जी ने इधर बता रहे हैं
मैच कोई भी जीता, खुशियां ही खुशियां, बाबा जी ने आशीर्वाद दे दिया. All right. Let's just maintain some.
इंडिया जीत गया. कोहली king is always the king. King is always the king.
All right.
King is always the king.
कोहली हो गया तुझसे
Okay. All right. Let me go across to Ayaz Memon now. Ayaz, actually it was a spectacular performance all round. I think the toss made a difference. We got some advantage because of that. And our Indian bowlers, especially the pace attack, really stood up to the challenge. Bhuvi, Shami and Arshdeep, all 3 were brilliant. Maybe we gave them a little bit too many runs towards the end because of the start that we had managed, getting Babar out for a golden duck and even Rizwan back in the pavilion in the first 4 overs. Maybe we could have restricted Pakistan a little bit more. Overall, it was an amazing performance by the Indian bowlers as well.
Oh, absolutely. Look, this was a seesaw match, Shivan. You've seen the way Pakistan lost very early wickets, including Babar Azam for a golden duck. And then they recovered. But then again, they collapsed from 90 for 2. They lost many wickets. And then they suddenly recovered again and finished with 159, which gave them a competitive score. And I think that the manner in which India began their innings was very similar to what happened in Pakistan, but only worse, because India lost more wickets. And then, of course, the partnership between Kohli and Pandya. And then, it was one of those remarkable matches where you never could tell what's going to happen 2-3 overs later. One team seemed to have the match in its grip completely and then would lose the grip, and then the other team would get it. So it was a terrific match, I think, amongst the best T20 matches I've seen. And I think, again, to mention about Kohli, I think this was a win fashioned by him in the circumstances that India found themselves with Pakistan right on top. the cream of the batting gone, including Sky, who's been India's talismanic player, it looked a very, very difficult task. And to steer the team to a win from there, for a man who has been under a cloud for almost 3 years, I thought that showed a tremendous amount of character. And this to me is the redemption song for Virat Kohli more than his 21st 100.
Absolutely. All right. We have to do this one by one. I'll give everyone a chance. Yes, go ahead.
We are here to support India. We never expected this match. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You want to say anything? Chakre India!
Chakre India Kohli!
Actually, the match was really good. I'm from Pakistan. Match was really good, and Kohli played very well.
Absolutely.
And it was a very good match.
Absolutely. All right. Yes, come here. Quickly.
Hindustan!
The camera is here. Just wait. 1 second. 1 second, not like this. Kohli is the best. He rocks!
I just want to say one thing to all the world. Kohli, hoga tujhse change! The partnership between Kohli and Hardik was very crucial at the moment. So, it was a spectacular match.
What a wonderful game. Happy Diwali to everyone in India. Virat Kohli is the best.
पूरे हिंदुस्तान को बहुत बहुत बधाइयां और शुभकामनाएं जिस प्रकार उन्होंने ये मैच जीत के 4 चांद लगा दिए सबकी दिवाली में आपके
आज बुरा न मानो कोहली है
Okay, I'm going to take a final comment from the young girl here. So everybody please.
India!
Alright. So it was good to see a lot of young fans also coming in. I believe Preeti, my colleague, is also joining us. She's bringing us some more comments from across the country. Preeti, where are you? And tell us what's happening where you are.
We love you, Kohli!
Alright, Ritu, my colleague, is joining us. Yes, Ritu, go ahead.
King Kohli!
Well, exactly. You see, we're talking about the thriller match that we got to witness today. So yes, the young fans are also very much excited about today's whole match. How the free hit was also a treat for these young fans. So I could see few of them, fridging their fingers and in fact crossing their fingers as well, wishing for the rain god to not be there. And in fact, you see, the whole match turned out to be in the favor of the team India. And therein, I'll also try and speak to these few young fans. What do they think about today's match? So how do you think Hardik Pandya was also a treat to watch, because he too was a saviour in today's match?
Hardik Pandya was in form.
कितना अच्छा लगा आज आपको हार्दिक पांड्या को खेलते हुए देखते?
अच्छा लगा. हार्दिक पांड्या अच्छा खेला, बैटिंग फील्डिंग भी अच्छा किया हार्दिक पांड्या ने.
Okay, so it's Diwali and you have, India has also won the match. So how are you looking forward to a festival Diwali and a double celebration in fact?
We are going to eat many sweets. The revenge is completed, which are not completed in the Asia Cup, and we are going to enjoy.
Okay. How do you think the Ashwin's last boundary worked out for us?
Well, it did work out very well, because when the last over had come, it was really tense for all the Indians, I'm very sure. When it came no ball, they took 3 runs. Many people had got confused that Virat Kohli got out during the no ball free hit, but they took 3 runs and they got the runs back for India. 1 ball, 1 run. Ashwin finished the match off in style.
Where exactly you see the young fans saying that first few overs were in fact very much tensed over, because they were all scared as well as not sure of how the game is going to turn out. But finally you see the team India has won and there is a double celebration now.
All right. Maninder, I want to come to you. I mean, of course, we've talked about Virat Kohli. We've talked about the fact that the Indian bowlers also stood up to the challenge against the Pakistani top order. But, the pressure and the occasion that we were talking about before the match, that pressure and occasion, even though Rohit Sharma said he doesn't want to use that word, that showed, isn't it? It showed on both sides. They knew this was a big match. And Rohit Sharma, when the national anthem was being sung, he had aggression and passion in his veins that he could barely control. He had tears in his eyes, and then finally, when Virat Kohli won the match, the captain, took him on and raised him on his shoulders. So amazing. That's really what an India-Pakistan match is all about, isn't it?
certainly. I think Rohit Sharma became, he got very emotional actually when they won the match as well, when the national anthem was on as well. And everybody in the team realized the importance of this game, because number one, you're playing against Pakistan. Everybody in India is expecting you to win this game. Number two, it's the first game of the World Cup, and if you win, if you start well, then you can finish well as well. This is what they say, and I think this should give India a lot of confidence. As far as Rohit Sharma is concerned, I would really like to see the Rohit Sharma, the way he bats, because I think he's, since he's been the captain, he's become a little tentative. He's in that defensive mode, which is not really required, because you got to play your natural game, and I hope he learns from here, because if you're going to get a boundary ball, you've got to convert it into a boundary, so that pressure that you're talking about, Shivani, that pressure that we're talking about, and any international match, there's always a pressure. The best way to release the pressure is stay in a positive frame of mind, which Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya, they showed us how to stay in a positive frame of mind to release pressure off yourself. So I think the Indian openers will have to do that, and Rohit Sharma, being the leader of the pack, will have to get to his natural game. That is the key thing, because what I really look forward or look into every game is what are the negatives that have happened, and what are those negatives that you can convert into positive in the next game that you go in. And I think it's the Indian openers. They've got to be in a positive frame of mind when they go into bat in the next game.
Yeah. No, I'm going to talk about some of the other possible concerns for India also. So Maninder and Ayaz, just stay with me. We want to bring in more of the fans that are bringing us their voices from across the country. Yash, my colleague, is joining us. Yash, very quickly, tell us where you are and what are the fans saying there.
Well, what a stellar match it was, and you can see the fans right now, how happy they are after the stellar finish by Virat Kohli and the final boundary by Ashwin. We will talk to them and we'll get their reactions also. आज का स्टार कौन रहा? विराट कोहली! विराट कोहली! आने वाले मैचेस में क्या लगता है भारत का, आज क्योंकि पहला मुकाबला था पाकिस्तान के साथ, उनको पिछाड़ दिया है बुरी तरीके से, आगे क्या लगता है?
सर देखिए, मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी यही है, बाप बाप होता है.
Well, you can see they already have bats with them, and they are saying this is dedicated to Virat Kohli, who scored this stellar performance today and won against Pakistan in that nail-biter match. We'll hear once more. Cheers for India!
India! India! India! India! India! India! India! India! India! India! Okay, you can start now.
All right, I'm surrounded by fans. If I don't talk to them, I won't be able to talk at all. Okay, so we're going to talk, but everybody needs to be heard. Go.
Calm down, please.
Yeah.
We're super excited. We won it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So after all the tension, excitement, love turns, we finally won!
Kohli proved it. Kohli's king. Kohli! Love you.
King is always king, and he proves it today.
He remains king.
Happy Diwali!
Okay. Yes.
He was
Chuck to the India!
We're gonna win!
Bharat Mata ki
Jai! Chuck the India!
Vande Mataram!
Okay.
But chuck the India!
Okay.
India! We love Kohli! We love Kohli! Yeah! King Kohli is back! We love India! We love Kohli! India's back! India!
All right. I think everybody set their piece. I want to go across to our guest now. I want to come to you. The playing 11 is something that we're discussing a lot before a match and after a match. Now, we've got Akshar Patel and Ashwin playing in this one. Akshar Patel was also promoted up the order, possibly because of the left-hand, right-hand combination that they would have wanted at that stage. Didn't quite work for India today. What do you make of the playing 11 today, and what do you think are still the concerns for India? Because going ahead, there are more challenges for the team.
Well, I think, given this kind of a performance, because India fought back from, crisis situations themselves in this game and finally went on to win the match. So you won't want to tinker too much. Yes, Akshar Patel had one very poor over, but should that or would that be held against him? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to just. I think the pace attack problem has been sorted out because Arshdeep was absolutely marvelous in his first World Cup match. Mohammad Shabi was excellent. So was Hardik Pandya, and so was Bhuvneshwar, who was under a bit of a cloud, about whether he's leaking too many runs or not. He didn't. So I think the pace attack now looks to be secure and confirmed for the subsequent matches. And the spinners, I think in the spin department, there might be it's a slightly iffy situation because you would want to try out Yuzvendra Chahal in some of the matches, especially on big grounds. The leg spinner always an advantage. But Akshar gives you a batting option. So it's going to be a bit of a ina mina more between these three spinners. They play it according to the opposition as well as the ground, the size of the ground and the ground conditions.
Sure. I would say that thanks to Virat Kohli and thanks to entire Indian team, last 3 overs were super magical, complete paise vasool, dhamakedar and the best ever match.
It's all thanks to Kohli. Everything was so good and magical and Chak the India. Chak the India.
Hey, Chak the India. Well played, Kohli. Well played.
Kohli.
It's the best Diwali gift from Indian team.
Virat, Diwali, happy Diwali. It's a dream come true. One of the best match I've ever had seen. Thank you,
Thank you. I want to go across to Deepikas Gupta now. Deep, this win perfectly not only avenges the loss from the last World Cup, it also sets up the World Cup perfectly for us. You want to talk to us about what this win does for India and India's
campaign? We were talking about this as well. The first win is very, very important, and the way this victory has come about after losing 4 quick wickets, 45 for 4. In the first 10 overs, I believe that's what the score was. Again, and more so, those runs, that run chase came against, according to me, in these conditions, one of the best bowling sides in the tournament. So that should give a lot of confidence to the Indian side because obviously India are not going to lose 4 wickets that early every game. So I think confidence, yes, and just the belief that India can go on and win against any team from any position. I think psychologically, this was a wake-up call and it came very early. And we ended up winning the game even after that wake-up call. So I think, yes, and you very, very rightly mentioned, there are still areas of concern. There are still chinks in the armor. And we've got away with one. But hopefully we'll just build on this in terms of confidence and performances as well.
Okay. Maninder, why don't you also talk to us? Are there any areas of concern for you, something that we need to do better? You talked about Rohit Sharma, of course. We need to see Rohit Sharma, the batsman, the destructive batsman at the top of the order. KL Rahul certainly needs to perform. But apart from that?
KL Rahul, the way he bats in the IPL, I think this is what he's got to do when he goes to play international cricket as well. But he doesn't do that, so somebody needs to talk to him. Rohit Sharma has to play his natural game. He's a destroyer, he can destroy any attack on the day, and I think that is what we want to see from Rohit Sharma. But I would really like to see Yuzvendra Chahal in the side, because in Australia there are these bigger grounds. He's a leg spinner, he's got the experience, he gets you wickets, because Yuzvendra Chahal always bowls to get wickets, which is very important, whenever you're getting your spinner in the middle overs. Their job is not to restrict the runs. Yes, restrict the runs, because when you're playing white ball cricket, yes, but if you can get say 3 for 30 or 3 for even 40 in your 4 overs, I think you've done the job. If you got 3 wickets in the middle overs, I think you've done your job. So Yuzvendra Chahal has to be fitted in somehow. You can't, have somebody that he can get you some runs at some time or at some stage or the other. I'm talking about Akshar Patel. Probably if you're playing in Indian conditions or West Indian conditions, which are more or less like Indian conditions or UAE, Akshar Patel, fine. But in these Australian conditions, I have my doubts if he is going to get you runs consistently or if he is going to get you runs at any stage. So I would have a bowler like Yuzvendra Chahal who will get you wickets in the middle overs.
Okay, I have to give the fans here one more opportunity now because they're not going to let me do any more talking. One by one. Guys, we'll talk one by one. Yes, you go.
King Kohli, that's all I want to say. The legend, he is the legend, he is the best!
That's all Kohli today, Kohli, we won! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Best match ever.
Without Kohli, we wouldn't have won today. I would like to say something about Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, everybody said he's gone, he's no more now, but he's back!
Best match ever I've seen in my life. Till the last moment, Kohli fought for winning. So
yeah, this is one of the best performance in Virat Kohli, and he has fought back, and he said that he is a champion, he's a legend, but definitely he will bounce back soon in the next match and he'll score a century. But one last thing. But the serious concern is about the opening partnership like Rohit Sharma.
No serious concern.
King Kohli is back.
When King Kohli is there, no need to fear. King Kohli
This year!
India will definitely going to win the World Cup of this year. Hey, King Kohli!
Zindabad!
King Kohli!
All right, thank you guys, thank you.
Now we have high chances of winning the World Cup! Bharat Mata ki! Bharat Mata ki!
Happy Diwali!
Happy Diwali, everybody.
Jo bole so nihal!
A Diwali gift to Indian team.
Yeah, happy Diwali, everybody. Thank you guys.
Happy Diwali. बहुत अच्छा लगा अभी विराट कोहली को देखकर. So excited, proud to be Indian.
Yeah.
It was a great match with a great experience, thrilling and suspense. Thank you. Happy Diwali.
We definitely were a part of a historical moment and I wish you happy Diwali. Yeah! Indeed, it's a happy Diwali.
India! All right, can I just ask my camera person? I'll ask my camera person to just show you the Melbourne Cricket Ground concourse where we are joining you from. This is the entire 360-degree view. We've got a lot of fans still partying out here. We've got predominantly the Indian fans who outnumber the Pakistani fans in the stadium, and they're all extremely excited. We've got young kids, we've got women, everybody. All right, thank you guys, thank you so much, The fans have been an absolute sport here, and this is what sport is all about. This is what Cricket World Cups are all about. This is what India-Pakistan is all about. So spectacular time really here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. I want to take final comments from all of our guests. What was their favourite moment of the match? Maninder Paji, what was your favourite moment?
I think Virat Kohli's innings, the way he paced it, I think that was a fantastic moment for me. And especially that 19th over, when the best Pakistani bowler was bowling, and in the last two balls, on the 5th and the 6th ball, he got those sixes. I think that was very important stage where he got those sixes. So I would say those 5th and the 6th ball in the 19th over.
Yeah, absolutely. Those were tough sixes to pull off at that time, especially with Melbourne Cricket Ground being so huge as it is. I ask for you, the biggest moment, the best moment from the match.
Well, I think I have to go back to that Haris Rauf over and the six he hit off the back foot, which was a spectacular shot amongst the most difficult strokes to play. And that really, and then of course he followed it up with another six, which brought the match in India's control. But there was still one more moment. You mentioned this earlier, Shebani, which was presence of mind and running those 3 byes. Without that also, this match could have gone either way. So everything, so many things about Virat was so critical. But what he did in those last 2 overs was absolutely sensational.
Yes, Deepdas Gupta, for you, final comments and your best moment from the match.
Quickly, I also got to mention, everyone's talking about Virat. That was an absolute masterclass, no two ways about it. But let's not forget that 12th over, that's when the whole momentum shift started, and Hardik hitting those sixes of Nawaz. That was the over. India got 20 runs and off we went from there on. So as obviously that was a masterclass, but let's not forget the role that Hardik played in that partnership. So a lot of credit to him. That says a lot about Hardik, the batter, Hardik, the finisher as well. So it only is good news for India as far as the moment is concerned. Well, the whole innings and obviously those sixes and the running between everything else, the no ball. The no ball of the last over from Nawaz. Absolutely, was it waist high?
I don't think we could have encapsulated the match any better than that. I've run out of time, and it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this coverage from the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And as I sign off, I'm going to throw it to our fans one more time. Thank everybody needs to calm down first.
Alrighty guys, I specially traveled from Townsville to see this game, and this is one of my first international game. I loved it. It was worth coming. And अगली बार देखिए मौका.
I especially came from Canada, Brampton to see this match. This is the final of T20, and one line for Kohli. Oh dildari mada tera Kohli Anushka wala. Love you Kohli.
Happy Diwali! Happy Diwali! Happy Diwali! 2016, 82 of 52 not out. Today, 82 of 53 not out. Definitely the better innings. King Kohli is back!
Absolutely.
देखिए हमें टिकट नहीं मिल रहे थे, हम पाकिस्तान फैंस क्लब में बैठे और 4 विकेट गिरने के बाद जो हमारी हालत थी, वी थैंक यू कोहली सो मच, तुमने हमारी इज्जत रख ली. Go Kohli!
Diwali is tomorrow and he made it us for today. So he did the firecrackers, everything for us. So well done Kohli.
This was the best Diwali gift ever from the Indian cricket team.
All right guys, thank you so much. So I was just going to introduce the fact that we are joining you from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, but I think the fans did the rest. It has been an amazing evening for the Indian fans here. Spectacular atmosphere. 90,000 fans inside the MCG today, and maybe another 20,000 outside, because as I was saying earlier, before the match, thousands and thousands had come here from both Pakistani and Indian side, from Australia, from UK, Canada, America, and of course back home in India and Pakistan. And what a spectacular performance it's been. Let me go across to our guests joining us, Maninder Singh, Deepdas Gupta, and Ayaz Memon all joining us on the show. What a spectacular win. Maninder Singh, is this one of the best World Cup encounters between India and Pakistan?
Definitely, yes. Whatever fresh you see actually looks the best, but I think this is one of the best cricket games I've ever seen. Best competition. I mean, if you get a result of the last ball of a game, you can imagine how interesting